Hi, Brian Katzung here. In this video, I'm going to give a quick overview of the membership indexing feature that's now available in the Pro and Agency level of KCSG tools for Kartra, available from kpowertools.com. This is a feature to supplement the primitive search facility that's natively available in Kartra. The one that Kartra provides only allows you to do a search on post titles, not on the post content. So what I've created is a system that will look through all of your posts, pick out search terms that you manually add to each post, and then assemble that into an index on an index post, one or more index posts that you create. And there are a couple of different style variations, but it roughly looks like this. It generates a tab list at the top. So for example, if you want to look up something about membership indexing, you could use M for membership or I for index based on whatever search terms you have added. It doesn't automatically create a permuted index. You have to do any permutations of terms that you want yourself. It just uses whatever you provided. But in this case, I've created a search term for index, so I'm going to go click on I to go to the I section, and then under that I have all of my search terms that begin with I. I'm interested in indexes, and that can be found on the post called membership indexes. I'll click on that, and it takes me to the membership indexes post. So there are a couple of steps to this. The first step is to add your index terms to each post. You can set up multiple indexes if you have multiple membership levels. In this particular membership, since it's the documentation for KCSG tools for Kartra, I only have one level. So in most of my examples, I'm only using one index. I'm calling it index-main. If, for example, you had, say, bronze, silver, and gold levels in your membership, you could create 3 indexes, and you would only show the bronze index to bronze users so that they didn't have links in it to the silver and gold level posts. So I could say, if I had multiple levels, I could say, for example, index-bronze, silver, gold. If I had a post that was shared by all 3 of those levels, then I wouldn't have to add those terms to each index separately. I could just say, I want to add these terms to all 3 of those indices because it's a shared post. So you add your terms, and I'll show this is the boilerplate code that you would copy and paste into a custom code block. So there's some boilerplate that will hide the custom code block. This code shows up while you're editing so that you can easily find the custom code block where you've got your search terms. This piece will hide that in the live version, and this is the piece that the scanner picks up to collect your list of search terms. Then you create an index slot. You create a post where you want the index to appear, or actually multiple posts if you have multiple indices. So you'd have for example, if you have multiple access levels, going back to our example, you could have an index post for bronze, one for silver, and one for gold. And in each one of those posts, you create another custom code block. This one is called slot, and you say name equals and then the name of your index. Again, I only have one index called main in this particular membership, so it would be slot name equals index main. A little more boilerplate. This just tells it how to format an index. These are formatting. The rest of these are formatting options. So when we look at the index, there are a couple of formatting options. You can either have just a plain undecorated tag list, you can have these vertical bars in between, or you can have each tab letter be surrounded by brackets to give a couple of different looks. Normally, if you have multiple links, the default is to just list them vertically in a column. So I've turned on the horizontal list option, which causes them to expand horizontally. If they won't all fit on a line, as is the case here, it'll still wrap to the next line, but it tries to put as many as will fit together on a line. By default, there's just a wide space in between. You can also add these vertical bars or commas as a couple of out-of-the-box formatting options. So let's go back to our index page. So this is the description of what those different options are and how to get them. To build the index, you need to run an index scan, and that's done by opening the global code tool. And then in the settings, you'll go down and you'll select this. I've already run one, so it's already set to index scan, but normally it'll initially start out at scan only, so choose index scan. Switch over from the settings tab to the status tab. Here you can see the results of a run that I've already made. This update index button won't run until you've completed a scan. Since I've done one, you can see the results of the scan as it goes along. It shows you how many indexes were referenced in each post and the number of unique terms that were added to those indexes for each post. And then when you get to the end, this button will appear. It's disabled and will show as grayed out if you're on a post that doesn't have an index on it. So for example, if I move to the home post, there's no index slot on this page, so you can see it's disabled. If I go back to my index post, there is a slot on this page, so the index button is enabled. Looking at an example of search terms, I can pop this up. So here's the boilerplate that we saw from the documentation, and here are the search terms that the semicolon separated list of search terms that I've added for this post. And then going back to our index, I will show you the custom code. So don't get overwhelmed by all of this. This is almost all of this is what's generated by this update index. The piece that you add to create the index slot is this piece right here. You just say slot name equals index dash and the name of your index. In a couple of classes, this is the one that's required for formatting. These are the options to customize the default style. When you click Generate Index, it will replace the contents of the slot with all of this stuff, the stuff that it calculated for you. All of these styles and all of this is this stuff it generated from the search terms that I have created for my membership. So that's basically the process. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.